Hello, welcome to this your channel, the Eurofan. That's me. It seems that Croatia is recovering its path in the competition after 2 editions remaining close to qualify in the semifinals. This time was for the crazy and viral proposal presented to us by the guys of Lab 3 in last year's contest, with which they got the qualification to the Grand Final 10 ranking in the 13th place. In this sense, the Balkan country remains in the competition, hoping to keep improving their results and soon achieving their first victory as an independent country. Let's take a look at the next artist that will have the task of carrying the Croatian colors on the main stage of Momo. Here we go. For today's episode, I'm going to review the Croatian entry for Eurovision 2024, which will be represented by singer Baby Lasagna with the song Rim Tim Tagi Dim. Let's begin as usual reviewing his biography and career before leaving his Eurovision experience. Marko Purisic, mostly well known as Baby Lasagna, is a Croatian rock singer, songwriter and producer, coming from the coastal town of Epilogue, located in the western end of the country. He grows up in a family where his mother and other family members are teachers, and Marko would eventually follow the same family career if it was not because he decided to pursue a musical career instead. In fact, he worked as a children's assistant at an elementary school for a year, until he will leave the job to study the degree of public relations at a college in the Croatian capital, Zagreb. Much later, he will also study tourism in Buje, and he also lives in Ljubljana, Slovenia, where he will study sound engineering. He will start his path in music when he enters in 2011 in the Croatian rock band Mantra, which blends Balkan folk music and heavy metal, by being one of the guitarists. At the same time, he also had been for a short time as guitarist and backing vocalist in the Croatian metalcore band Meant to Be, where his brother Martin was also the drummer by chance. In 2016, he will leave both bands to focus in a side musical project, together with Mantra's vocalist Marko Matijevic named Bastion. Right there, Marko will have the opportunity to focus in songwriting, although that project will last for a couple of years, then returning back to his original band. In his comeback, Mantra will start to experiment with compositions in English, as they were having been doing in Croatian, their native language, which will lead them to get more recognition and fame both in their country and abroad, also participating in many rock and heavy metal musical festivals both in Germany and Austria. In the peak of their career, they went on to participate in early 2019 in the well-known Croatian national final Dora, in an attempt to represent their country with the song In the Shadows, which has nothing to do with the most successful hit of the Finnish band Erasmus, to clear it out, with which they will get a 4th place. I'm talking about the links of Marko with Eurovision, by the way. He will start to follow the contest after the victory of the Finnish band Lordi in 2006, during the edition held on Nathan's Rees, recognizing them as an important part in the influence of his musical style. On the other hand, he also cites as his musical references to the bands Rammstein and Electric Cowboy, which together with his experience as a member of Mantra, will be the key to define the diverse fusion of musical styles that Marko will have in his musical work. Getting back with his experience with Mantra, he will participate in 5 of the 7 studio albums released by the band to date, until in 2022 he will decide to definitely leave Vega to pursue a solo career, using the stage name for which he is currently known. And if someone is wondering where does his stage name come from, he has simply commented that it does not have any specific meaning, and that he chose it thinking on a name that could sound absurd and fun at the same time. During that year, he will focus mostly on writing songs for both himself and other artists. In fact, he has co-written several of the tracks included in the latest studio album by the German rock band Mona Incorporated, released on last year, and that eventually will become their most successful album to date, reaching the top of the German musical charts, which gives a clear idea of the potential of Baby Lasagna as a songwriter. Besides from music, he is also known for being an extensive animal advocate, The cats are his favorites, usually visiting the shelters in his hometown, and he's also passionate on reading, citing the psychological thrillers as his favorite genre. It will be in late last year when he will release his first singles, and eventually he will have the idea of having a great challenge, then deciding to participate once again in Andorra, but this time as a soloist. Let's take a look at how the Eurovision adventure begins for him. Following the habit, the Croatian public broadcaster will organize once again their national final Andorra, which was arriving to the 24th edition, to select the next Croatian representative that will travel to Sweden. In mid-September of last year, it was open the submission period for the Croatian artists and songwriters who were interested in sending their proposals, closing it by late last November. By the deadline, it was known that the broadcaster received a total of 203 proposals, surpassing the record achieved from last year. Then an expert committee will review the received proposals to select 24 contestants plus 4 backups that will participate in the national final. Baby Lasagna was a backup artist at first, when it was done the official announcement of the contestants in last mid-December. But then, by early last January, it was revealed that the singer Salsa, one of the artists initially selected, withdrew for unspecified reasons, then deciding that Baby Lasagna will take her place. Soon after this change, the participating songs will be premiered in a special program organized by the broadcaster. Stands out especially that as soon as it was known the song from Baby Lasagna, it got viral very quickly in the country, and much more when the official music video was premiered, becoming one of the big favorites in the competition, despite there were many participating artists with a more solid musical career, like Damir Ketchel, who was the winner of the national final in 2020, and that would have participated in the edition to be held in Rotterdam, Netherlands, if it has not been cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the group Leg 3, who won last year and that represented the country in the edition held on Liverpool, United Kingdom. About the format, it will have some important changes. First, the national final will leave Opatija, where it was traditionally held, moving to the studios of the broadcaster in the Croatian capital, Zagreb. Second, the semifinals were introduced again after many years organizing a sole televised show. In this sense, there will be 2 semifinals with 12 contestants in each one, where the 8 most voted artists from the public in each semi-final will advance to the final show, setting a lineup of 16 finalists. And last, the jury in the final show will change for this edition, having 4 panels of national juries and 4 panels of international juries, the latter ones being incorporated for the very first time in the history of the competition, although keeping the weight of the 30% in the voting, with the sum of the votes of all the panels. Baby Lasagna will make his first appearance in the second semi-final, where he will become one of the qualifiers thanks to the votes from the public. Then, during the final show, which took place on late last February, the voting results were truly remarkable. Baby Lasagna will be the absolute favorite from the jury at first, but then it was the public who gave him an authentic outburst of points never seen before in the national final. To have a clear idea, Baby Lasagna received so many points that not even with the sum of the points awarded by the public to the rest of the finalists could they reach him, which has been absolutely crazy in fact. Evidently with this result, there was not any doubt that he achieved a more than smashing victory, gaining as well the right of representing Croatia on the main stage of MOM. A last dance before leaving it all behind. Let's discover a little more of this distinctive proposal that he is presenting us for the contest. The melody blends many musical genres in this case, specifically heavy metal, techno, pop and trap, giving diversity of shades throughout the song. About Baby Lasagna's voice, in the other hand, I consider it is right and suitable for the song style. Maybe he does not have extraordinary vocal skills, but this track does not really demand it. Talking about the lyrics, it has been written by himself. He has commented that he wrote it one day in his bedroom, inspiring a job offer he had to work at a cruise ship, which ultimately refused, and at the same time making parallelisms with the massive exodus of young adults, leaving the country in search of fertile life opportunities abroad, focusing it in a humorous and light-hearted point of view. reading to lyrics in more detail. It describes the story of a young peasant that left his life hometown to move to the big city, in which, although feeling excited for the experience, he also confesses being racked by anxiety, as it is expressed during the onomatopoeias in the verses and the chorus itself. But he does not want to live without having a last dance. In fact, Rim Tim Tagi Dim will be, besides the song's title, the fictional name of the folk dance of the main character's native village. The message in this case evidently addresses a social criticism, making a wake-up call on a situation that unfortunately is still happening nowadays. Anyone which had to emigrate from its country in search of better life opportunities in a different country can feel plenty identified, because it is definitely a situation that is completely life-changing. Unfortunately, there is still many young people who is being forced to leave their place of origin due to the economic, social or political situation, as well as the lack of opportunities to progress, which is translated in a massive brain drain. It will depend in this case of the political and social will to revert the situation one way or another. For the official release of the songs, there was not a music video yet, but there was a lyric video that has its charm. Until a few days before Dora, it was premiered a music video, which was curiously recorded and produced by his current partner in her hometown. Let's take a look how they have taken the concept of the song into the official music video. The plot begins seeing Baby Lasagna portraying himself as the main character described in the lyrics, doing some country task, plowing the soil for a cropping, feeding the chicken in an open field, milking some cows, or cutting some firewood for the campfire. With the first verse, there are also shots of Baby Lasagna inside a barn with a drummer and a guitarist. When it comes to attention, then both their faces and their musical instruments are covered and decorated with a lot of white lace, which is very typical of the song, by the way, in the Eastern Peninsula from where he comes from. While the verse is progressing, a group of people is seen, which are the villagers that are part of his life, who are also in charge of organizing an outdoor banquet with food, drinks, games and dance, as seen in the following shots, being precisely his last party before leaving the town. With the first chorus, there is a succession of the different shots previously seen, while Baby Lasagna is having a more energetic attitude in line with the intensity of this part of the song, and the villagers are also moving to the rhythm of the song. For the second verse, there are other shots of him in the kitchen, with a cooker who is preparing a dough for handmade pasta, being the one eaten by the people at the banquet, then holding a cat often, which is seen sometimes wandering around the kitchen. In the second chorus, the energetic dynamic remains the same, then seeing some people doing a typical country dance, while he jumps with anxiety by the field like a rocker, until there is another succession of the different shots of the banquet by the instrumental bridge, including ones where Baby Lasagna is moving his right arm up and down. Watch out with this and keep it for later. With the last chorus, there are some women watching close to feel like in the old-fashioned way, until it's getting dark in the town, with him doing the performance while he is with most of the people close to the campfire, and the song finishing just where the country dance finishes. But just when you think that the music video has finished, there are some extra shots, while you can hear the chorus of the song as an instrumental background on the piano, giving a sort of melancholic touch. In this case, Baby Lasagna walks with a suitcase, going to a pier where there is also a lighthouse in the background. This is actually the big moment in which he finally left the town after his farewell banquet to embark himself in his new adventure outside of the place where he lived so far. I have to admit that these things make me feel nostalgic because of the fact that anyone that have lived the experience one way or another knows what it means to emigrate, thus adding emotional depth to the song. The music video then finishes with Baby Lasagna sitting with his suitcase at the edge of the pier, waiting for the next shift that will take him to his next and unknown adventure. I guess in this case that he would have wanted to portray a part of this country party scene in the music video towards the staging ahead of the national final. Let's take a look then at how was his live performance during his participation at Dora. Recalling the staging in the national final, it incorporates as expected many of the elements seen in the music video, with the same drummer and guitarist with a lot of white lace in their musical instruments, including a pair of keyboards as well. Seeing also a woman that looks like he's washing clothes, and a man that leaves a suitcase in his hand. A few seconds later, Baby Lasagna appears from the backstage to the front of it to start performing the first verse, while at the same time the man and the woman start to perform an elaborate choreography behind him. We can realize they are the dancers in fact, making a pause for some instance in the parts during the onomatopoeias to perform the same country dance from the music video. The outfit of Baby Lasagna comes to attention by the way, combining a leather vest with pins, a kind of coat of mail with frills in the forearms, and stained pants in the front. Many will think that it looks like the outfit worn by Carrie Young last year, but being impartial, these are not similar at all. The outfits from the dancers, on the other hand, are a mix of traditional costumes with rocker outfits, alleging precisely to that blend of styles present in the song. And even the male dancer has the name of Baby Lasagna written in his pants. Additionally, there are small columns in different moments of the performance. The visual graphics show often white bars and silhouettes of different country animals, and the lighting is mostly white. During the chorus, the focus is on both Baby Lasagna and the dancers, which have a quite energetic and fun edited, while there are bars of different colors in the visual graphics. The same dynamic is repeated both in the second verse and the second chorus, until the instrumental bridge comes, with the stage getting tired and witnessing fire columns, while the energetic dynamic continues. Just in the instrumental bridge, the lighting becomes green, and Baby Lasagna together with the dancers start to do a fun choreography by lifting their right arms up and down like in the music video, and sometimes also lifting their right legs. It is to stand out that this dance will become a trend, with a lot of people making it viral through the social media. The last chorus will keep the same dynamic with more fire columns, until the performance finishes with Baby Lasagna rocking to the rhythm of the song, while the dancers are doing the country dance, and with silhouettes of dancing cats in the visual graphics. There is no doubt that it was one of the most extended performances in the show, by having the most original concept among all the finalists. I have seen him very easy at the stage, transmitting a lot of charisma and energy all the time, especially with that harsh vocal style in the chorus. All this confirmed that wide favorite soon before the national final, and it wasn't enough to conquer both the jury and the public, which granted him finally a more than overwhelming victory. Making a summary of all the comments, the Croatian entry for this year is just fantastic. This proposal maybe could be influenced by the Carija effect, as we have seen in this case with the Estonian entry for this year. But in this case, the message it transmits makes it really outstanding. So much so that right now he is among the big favorites to get the crystal microphone. Will it be this the year for Croatia by having their first victory? There are very high chances, but everything is not said yet. But beyond probabilities and predictions, there is a detail in which I want to emphasize in particular with this entry. The fact of him being a backup artist at first, to later win the national final in that overwhelming way, makes me think a lot because it is extremely shocking. Maybe those who weren't in the expert committee in the broadcaster need to refine their selection criteria, taking into account the scores gained by the remaining contestants for the edition of this year, and the musical quality of the selected entries, which sparked a lot of criticism from both the fans and the audience. Even so, with the controversy aroused, the broadcaster has remained committed with the promotion of Baby Lasagna's entry, including the recording and broadcasting of a simultaneous public event in many locations in the country, with many professional dancers and fans dancing the choreography of the song to show their full support of the singer, and the production of a television documentary about his journey to the contest. Talking about the staging in Malmo, it was known that he will keep to one presented during the national final, making some modifications like the costumes, which will take more inspiration from the traditional costumes, including mixed with the traditional layers like the one seen in the music video, while his brother Martin will not be able to attend as a drummer in Mumble, so he will be replaced by a different drummer. He also has been presenting his proposal live by attending some of the Eurovision pre-parties of the season as part of the preparations and promotion ahead of the contest. On the other hand, it is also known that after the contest, he will be probably focused on finishing the songs that will be included in his debut studio album to be released this year, where it is going to be included without any doubt the song with which he will participate in the contest on next May. And you, what do you think about the Croatian entry for this year? Come on and leave your comments down below so we can keep the discussion. And this is it for today's episode. If this video has been of your taste, I invite you to give a like so you can help me to spread it to more people. Also subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet, and new notifications by the bell, and follow me through my social media. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.